Hey guys, Gigahertz here again, and we're going to talk about Auctionator. Auctionator, the best auctionator. It's not the best. It's just one of them. It's one uh, user interface for auction houses. And the reason why I went with Auctionator as the first one is because it's very basic, very easy to use, and it's a pretty big bang for your buck, and it does specifically what most people are looking for in an auction add-on, and that is easily find things, easily undercut, and make sure that you're going to get your biggest bang for your buck, whatever thing you're putting up there. So first thing we're going to do, go to user interface, and we're going to look at the actual auctionator stuff. So the basic options. This is the most important thing. Do you want a 12-hour or a 24-hour or a 48-hour default auction duration? If you're only going to want to deal with auctions, once every 24 hours, or if you want to constantly put things up because you're afraid you're going to get undercut, and so you want a short period. So once you get undercut, at least you're only undercut for a short period of time, and then you go back, that's fine. So there you go. It's like 24, 48, it doesn't really matter. All right, that's up to you. Tool tips, other things, like for the most part, the undercutting, you can leave it the way it is. Like all of this stuff is really kind of cool because it's a very small add-on, and it's only going to really do the things that you really want done all by themselves. The only thing you really need to adjust is the default auction duration. That's the only thing you need to mess with. The other stuff you can definitely look into if you want to change specific things that are shown, or if you want to change the way things are undercut, depending on how they're set up. If maybe you never want to change the undercut at all. You only want to undercut by one copper every single time you undercut something. That way you get the most. You don't want to lose that other other 99.99, like 99 silver, 99 copper for things that are over 500 gold. You only want to do that one copper undercut. That's up to you if that's what you want to do. So that's the way it works. When you turn it on, these are the first three that you have, which is where you would normally browse for things or whatever. But the way this works is, let's say I was looking for frost sweep bags. All right, you just put something in here, and then it shows you the current price and how many auctions there are of that thing at that price. You can also see the history of the things, of how they have been trending in the game as time has progressed. So if you're looking at something I don't know, medium leather, and you notice that over time medium leather begins to increase in price, you might want to start farming medium leather. And maybe it's because suddenly they need medium leather for some random reason or whatever, but that's how you can show it in the history. So currently this is what's going on, and historically this is what's been happening for frost wheat bags on this server. That's when you're looking for a specific thing. When you're selling something, I sadly don't have anything I can sell, but if you just grab it, let's say I was selling my hearthstone, you grab it and you just put it in here, and obviously I can't sell that sold out item, but you just put it in here, it populates into here, and it automatically scans to see if anyone else is selling it, and if they are, it sets it up so you can put yourself, being the lowest person. And then this is if you have actual auctions up at the moment and you want to see if there's undercuts. If you're really vigilant about making sure that no one undercuts you, you can just click on this and it'll go through the line of all of the auctions that you currently have up, and it'll find the undercuts, and it'll give you the option of canceling just those auctions, just the ones that have undercuts. So that way you can run back to the to the mailbox, grab them, come back up here, and then you can undercut the undercutter because you want to win. You want to win at the auction house. So the last thing is the full scan. Now, if you just click full scan and you just hit start scanning, it'll do a quick scan, and it'll only put so many things in the database because it's kind of like skimming the auction house. If you want to do a longer slow scan where you actually get every single item and you get an average and a lowest cost of every single item that's currently available in the auction house, which I do recommend at least once a week, or a couple of days into new patches or into new content when things start changing. All of a sudden, now people can get a new type of enchanting material or something like that. Like you want to know what's happening to the whole economy when those kinds of things happen. So you can hit start scanning, or if you hold the control button, you can do a slow scan. Slow scans take much longer, so that's why I would say, don't do them all the time. Like, once a month is probably, more than enough to keep those items like in your database so you know what's going on. And as you can see, it takes a long time. It goes page by page and literally looks at every single thing that is available. Whereas obviously, if you did a regular scan, it would just kind of fly through. And let's double check and see if I can do that. It doesn't allow you to scan. All right, so there's the slow scan that I was in the middle of, so it will allow me to continue slow scanning. But yeah, so I could continue my slow scan, but normally, like if time had gone by, it's only doing this because I was in the middle of a slow scan. But you can just do a quick scan and it'll kind of update like a handful of things. Just kind of like skim through and find the things that are maybe the most available and just kind of grab those and be like, okay, I want to know what's going on with that. So yeah, that's how Auctionator works. It's pretty straightforward, which is why it's the one I'm showing you. It's very, very easy to use, and it's going to allow you to make more money because you're going to know how much you should charge things for because you're basing it off of what the rest of the economy charges for it. So now between Bagon and Auctionator, you have most of what you need for commerce. The only other thing I would recommend would be to get some sort of postal add-on, like something like Postal, but it's something where you can like open all. And that'll be probably the next little add-on that I show you. Sadly, Postal isn't currently being updated. It was a great little add-on. But yeah, that's it. I was rambling. I'm sorry for rambling. Curses. So that's my wave. I'm gonna say goodbye now because I waved, and that's it. I'm gonna wave one more time. Goodbye, guys. Deuces. Oh, photo bomber.